Okay, in this example, you have to first draw your thingy, your Cartesian plane, and say all students, okay, all stations to Cape Town. Use that mnemonic. You know that this is the 180 quadrant minus x, or theta. This is the 180 quadrant plus x, 360 quadrant minus x, and then this is the 90 minus x. So everything that you look at here has to be written as 180 minus x, 90 minus x, 180 plus x, or 360 minus x, not the other way around, right? Okay, so sine 180 minus x, because of 180 minus x is found in the second quad, we know that sine x in the second quad is positive. So we're going to just write sine x. Note that x there becomes this x here. If this was 20 degrees, that would be 20 degrees. And then tan x minus 360 degrees is not in standard form. We need to write it in standard form. It should be 360 minus x, not x minus 360. Then we need to manipulate it. So how do we manipulate this? Well, like, you take out a negative, and then you take 360, write it here, take x, write it here, take the sign and put it here. You see, it's very easy. So you're gonna have 360 here, that negative sign remains, x there. You already have the negative that you put out. So to test that if this is correct, say negative multiplied by 360 degrees, that's negative 360. Here's negative 360. And negative multiplied by negative x is equal to positive x. Here's positive x. So this is equivalent to this. Then you continue. So tan 360 minus x, 360 here is here, and tan x here is negative. It's only positive here. So you're going to have negative tan x. Cos 240 degrees has to be written such that it goes with an angle that is closer to it. In this case, you can choose 360 minus a certain angle to give you 240, or you can choose 180 plus a certain angle. So in this case, I'm going to choose 180. I know, so cos 240 is the same as 180 plus a certain angle that we don't know. What should be that angle? So what number can we add to 180 to give us 240? So let's check. We can just say 240 minus 180, that's 60. So we add the angle 60 there. You see, so 180 plus 60 is 240. And then now we have tan 225. Tan 225 is closer to 180 plus a certain angle. So we're going to write 180 degrees plus a certain angle that we don't know. What can we add here to 180 to get that 225? We can test it by saying 225 minus 180, 45. We can then add that 45 there, 45 degrees. You see. Now let's go to the next step. We're going to drop sine x as it is, and then multiply it by, remember, this is treated like an angle. And you know that when you have tan negative angle, that becomes negative tan angle, like theta in this case. So this thing here is treated as an angle, that angle, and then this negative sign is treated like this negative sign. So if this negative sign goes out here, it also has to go out to the front again here. So you're going to have negative tan. And since theta comes down here, and 360 degrees minus x is also like in the place of theta, we're going to just write it here, 360 minus theta, right? Now let's divide. And then we will drop down negative tan x, of course. Cos 180 degrees plus 60 degrees is going to be equal to, remember, cos 180 plus a certain angle is found in this quad here. In this quad, cos is positive, so let's write cos as positive. And the angle that we're going to take, of course, is this angle, 60 degrees. The reason we take 60 degrees is because even here, for example, we had 180 minus x. So we always take this angle. we write the trigonometric ratio sine, and then we take the angle on the right and then we put it here. Again, here, cos 180 plus 60 degrees, we know that cos at 180 plus a certain angle is positive here. So we write it as positive, and we take this angle and put it there, just as we took x and put it there, you see. And then we multiply that by tan here. Oh, by the way, sorry, cos at 180 plus x is negative because tan is positive here. Only tan is positive here, so I forgot to put a negative here. Supposed to put a negative. And then tan 180 degrees plus 45 degrees is in this quadrant because it's 180 plus, so it's here. So we're gonna write it as tan, and we're gonna take the angle on the right and then we're gonna put it here, just as we've been doing. We always take the angle on the right and put it here. Even here at 360 minus x, when we write this, we put this angle represented by x here. So let's continue. Now when we have this, we can then say sine x multiplied by, because there's a negative there, we can just put it as a coefficient. I assume you already know that one. So tan 360 degrees minus x is gonna be, where is it? Oh, negative outside. Tan 360 degrees is on this quad, but tan is negative on that quad, so we're gonna have a negative. There was already a negative, right? So we're gonna have another negative again, x, and then we're gonna take this x and put it here, and then we're gonna drop tan x times by negative. Cos 60 degrees is equal to what? If you remember very well this diagram, where we had square root 3 here, 2 here, 1 here, 30 degrees here, 60 degrees here, 90 degrees here, you can then use this diagram to find the value of cos 60 degrees, or you can just type it in your calculator and say cos 60 degrees and then close. That's 1 over 2, and then you just write your 1 over 2 there. Tan 45 degrees, you're just going to say tan 45 1, and then you put 1 there. And then negative and a negative become positive, so we have sine x tan x over tan x. Negative and a negative become positive, so we cancel out all the negatives, and then we have 1 over 2 next to tan x. Tans will cancel, and then we're gonna have sine x divided by 1 over 2. Sine x divided by 1 over 2 is the same as sine x divided by 1 over 2. This division sign becomes this. Sine x is when you divide by a half, it's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, the opposite of this. So this was the divide sign becomes a plus, a times, and then 1 over 2 becomes 2 over 1, where 2 goes to the top and 1 goes to the bottom. So this becomes 2 sine x. That's how you do it.